What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another classic WoW video for Season of Discovery. Now today is a very important video to talk about. It's about Phase 2, and it's technically about Phase 2 prep, and something Blizzard has to do, or the launch of Phase 2 will pretty much be destroyed in my opinion, because there's an exploit or abuse of game mechanics or whatever, that people are ready to absolutely abuse, and the way it's working right now is you can prepare right now and hit level 40, the instant Phase 2 comes out. Now, exactly how much of an exploit this is, I can't really tell you, because we're running on a kind of weird version of the client for a fresh launch. We're working on patch 1.15, right? And that is the Season of Discovery launch. So for us, we're basically in Phase 6. But also Phase 1, and it's being locked to level 25. When Phase 2 opens, it's still a lot of content that was usually available later in the game's lifespan, but we're still working with level 40, which means that we have some things that shouldn't really be in the game that are still here now, that if you are clever enough, you can find a lot of ways to level up that shouldn't really be here, and we have a lot of them available right now. One of those ways, for example, is the Warzone Gulch marks. If you hover over the map right now, if you have Questy, you will have a quest down here as Alliance, or in the northern part of the Barrens as Horde, which is to hand in marks. And if you just hover over this, you can see you get experience for it as well. So level 19, fight for Warzone Gulch, you get 1.1k experience for 3 marks. At level 29, you can do the same thing and get 2.35. The thing is, these are not only doable once, you can hand them in multiple times. So what people are doing right now is they're farming Warzone Gulch a lot, not just for the marks but for rep as well, because you have the epic bracers, for example, you need to have exalted for, and doing the event you only get after reward. So to get exalted you have to do the battleground, and people are doing that for these epic bracers for both level 40, 50 and level 60. Additionally, at level 60 you get the legs as well, which are really massive, so once again you're getting bracers and legs at level 60 by doing this. So people are just getting the marks as a byproduct of their PvP farming, but also now that people are thinking about Phase 2 and Phase 2 prep, they are farming these marks, and what they're doing to kind of secure themselves for Phase 2 is that they're farming the marks and destroying them. So you can only have up to 100 marks, I think it is, in your bags at the same time. So people are farming marks, destroying the marks, and using the item restoration to get the marks back. That way they can have an infinite amount of marks as long as they have farmed them. I believe you can get 3 marks if you win, right? So you can get 1 victory in Warzone Gulch and get 1.1k experience in Phase 2 and just store those up. So even though you can only have 100 of them in your bags, you can have 10 billion of them in your mailbox, so as many as you farm, and that way you can just hand in the marks and instantly be level 40. There's even a Reddit post up about this. You can get level 40 right now via PvP Marks of Honor, restored to your account last 30 days, in the mail, and grant 1200 XP per turn in. Blizzard needs to remove the experience component to Marks of Honor, as people I know are already item restoring hundreds of Marks of Honor to hit level 40 at the phase transition. Alternatively, they could make the marks a quest item so that they cannot be restored. Let's not let people instantly reach level cap, please. And I really just want to make this video to highlight this and to showcase that it is a problem, and hopefully somebody at Blizzard either watches this post on Reddit or watches my video on this, or just somehow finds out and fixes this before the launch of Phase 2, because the last thing I want to see is the leveling race to level 40 being over in half an hour by someone just standing still and handing in marks that he's been farming in Phase 1. That's really anticlimactic to me, even if people are doing this, and if you have been farming the marks and you're sad because it gets nerfed, I don't care. For me, that takes away such a huge part of the Phase 2 release in itself, so I'm hoping they fix this. Even if I was farming it myself, I really would hope they would fix it, because if this is there, I'm gonna do it, and I will grief myself from the leveling experience, which I thoroughly enjoy. Leveling for me is one of the most fun things about the game, especially when it's like the leveling day or release day or launch day. So having staggered leveling phases like this, it's perfect for me. For leveling day in Phase 1, great. Leveling day in Phase 2 is going to be just as great as well. So for me, that's a huge part. And if I can farm the marks and get experience that way, I simply kind of have to, because it's really good. But I will be robbing myself of the whole leveling experience, farming dungeons, doing quests, Stranglethorn Vale. I'll be robbing myself of that experience because I want to do what's best. I want to be like level 40 fast. So I'm hoping they nerf this so I don't have to farm those marks, and I think they will, but they also have to know that it's a problem before they fix it. Now, I'm all for phase 2 prep, like I'm for example prepping 20 quests myself, including the full Stockades quests, and having a bunch of high level quests to turn in. But when it comes to this point of farming Warzone Gulch for like probably over 100 hours, just to have 5,000 marks to hand in, that's a little bit too much, and I don't think it's intentional for Season of Discovery to level up 15 levels at the launch of a brand new phase, only by handing in marks. If they don't fix that, it's going to be so bad for phase 2, and I think for a lot of people that will be like a straw, maybe not the final straw, but one of the final straws for the whole season itself, if this isn't fixed, because that's so boring. Handing in marks to level up, it's going to destroy the whole leveling aspect of that phase, and people will be basically forced to farm the marks just because it's the fastest way to level when phase 2 comes out. Once again, I think it's something Blizzard will fix, and I don't know what they will do. They will either probably remove the whole experience aspect, so like when I'm hovering over here, they will probably just take away the experience, or make it a one-time turn-in, so you get experience on the first one, then you don't get experience anymore. They have done that to several other quests, right? When you do the cloth hand-ins, for example, you get experience for the first ones, and then you can keep handing in for reputation. With Darnassus, for example, you could do the same thing here, so you can hand in every single mark one time for every single level bracket, and then only get reputation afterwards. But overall, it is something that has to be fixed for phase 2, otherwise the launch of phase 2 is going to be absolutely terrible if you ask me, and you will see so many people just standing in the Northern Barrens or in the Southern Ashen Vale and just handing in these marks. And once again, all they have to do is to do the same thing that they're doing to the cloth hand-ins, where right now you're even getting experience from doing cloth hand-ins, right? If I just go to Darnassus, for example, we have a cloth hand-in right over here, donation of wool. You only get experience the first time you hand that in, and then when you get to the rune cloth portion, you still get experience the first time, and then you can keep handing in for even more reputation, but no experience. So they can do the same thing to the marks as well, to where the first time you do get experience, and then every single time afterwards you do not get experience. So in that case, you can still farm up 6 marks and get 3.5k experience, but you wouldn't get more than that. And I think that would be perfect, the perfect solution for the entire mark problem, because this will be a problem, but I really think Blizzard will fix it. But either way, I'm just doing my part in highlighting the problem and hopefully helping get this fixed for the launch of phase 2. That's pretty much what I have for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and let me know if you knew about this, about the whole mark thing before this video came out. Let me know in the comments down below, and let me know if you've been farming. Let me know. Either way, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.